What's up, guys? It's Taylor and Devin. Devin, how do you think that shoot went?
It's pretty good. I mean, everything was like on the spot and everything just kind of came out naturally.
Devin's lying. It was pretty questionable. And honestly, I'm a little squirrely today. So I was probably a little bit more aggressive than I should have been. I'm gonna edit this thing down, see what we can make of it. I want you to keep in mind that it's right before lunch. I'm super hungry. It's kind of hot. I'm tired of Devin outshining me at every opportunity. Keep all that in mind when you watch this how-to video for how to photograph a solar eclipse. What's up, players? It's August 19th, and that can only mean one thing. Tell them what that means, Devin.
It's World Photography Day.
Oh yeah, and in honor of World Photography Day, we're gonna give you some quick tips. Now, we're living in some crazy times. Anna Faris and Chris Pratt are getting divorced. Mercury's in retrograde.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
But we're here to tell you about how to photograph a solar eclipse and the right way to do this thing. It's not as common sense as you think. I had to look it up on the internet. Step 1, safety first. Photographing solar eclipses isn't a time to be a tough guy. You need to get yourself a pair of sunglasses, or at least some of those solar eclipse sunglasses that they sell. But frankly, I think that there's kind of a racket going on in the solar eclipse industry. I've been doing a little research and the glasses just kind of seem like sunglasses that are called something different. So go ahead and go with some sunglasses. And I'm not an optometrist, so don't take my word for it if you don't want to. I'm not a medical professional. I'm here at Hoo Ha, found a real life eye doctor. I'm doing some investigative work. This is Dr. Mike O'Neill. Where'd you get your medical degree from?
University of Houston College of Optometry.
We'll check that out. But in the meantime, Michael, do we need sunglasses or do we need solar eclipse glasses to view the solar eclipse on August 21st?
You actually need solar eclipse glasses. Sunglasses won't really do what you need them to do. You can still have eye damage.
So we found another paid shill for the solar eclipse industry. Step 2, you're gonna need a camera. I recommend a DSLR for this kind of thing. This is a Canon 5D Mark III. We're gonna be setting this up on a tripod, but we don't have the tripod here right now because it's holding up the camera that's recording us. But trust us when we say we do own a tripod. We're gonna put this camera on a tripod, and then on top of the lens, to block out the sun when we point it at the sun, we're going to use two things: ND filters and a UV filter. Now, they make solar eclipse filters, but like I mentioned earlier, I think that the whole industry is kind of a racket, and I don't really trust them because it's like $200 for a solar eclipse filter, and I'm gonna do the same thing with UV filters and ND filters, and you can use them at other times besides a solar eclipse. So again, don't take my advice if you don't want to, but what are you watching this video for? Another thing that you might need is one of these. This is a remote shutter release for a DSLR camera. This one's made by a company called Trigger Trap, so you can connect your DSLR to your cell phone and kind of control your camera functions through that. All right, so a few tips for when you're taking the pictures. Number 1, again, don't be a hero. You don't want to be pointing your camera directly at the sun without a filter on the front, and you don't want to be looking at the sun without a pair of sunglasses on. It's not time to get your corneas burned out. Let's just all be safe this August 21st. You want to set your camera on a tripod and get a good alignment set up for how you're going to photograph the sun. You know, you got to decide right now, are you going to do like a wide angle landscape shot with a series of suns, or are you going to do one close-up of the total eclipse? You know, unfortunately, we're in Iowa where we're not going to really see a total eclipse. We're going to have a 0.9 magnitude. And I am by no means an astronomer, so I do not know what that means, but I do know how to read a chart. So I think that we're probably gonna go for more of a wide angle look and a landscape shot. And by wide angle, I mean 70 millimeters, which, you know, usually is not, that's a pretty mid-range lens, but when you're talking about solar eclipses and photographing the sun, that's about as wide as you wanna be, really. So to recap, on August 21st, 2017, the sun is going to be blocked out by the moon. There's no telling if it's gonna come back or not, but we're gonna be ready to take some pictures of it. Devin, what's the first thing we need for pictures?
First you need is a DSLR camera.
That's wrong. You need safety equipment. We're not out here to get our eyeballs burnt out. Second thing you need.
The tripod.
We'll go with all the camera equipment at once. So we need a tripod, you need a DSLR, you need UV filters, ND filters, or solar eclipse filter. You need a remote shutter release, and I think that that's all we really need equipment wise. You need to practice beforehand. You know, I recommend doing a little bit of mix of You know, go out, take some photos of the sun. See if you can figure it out beforehand. Don't wait until the day of to try and figure it out in the last 5 minutes before the sun's getting blocked out. On top of practicing, before you go out the day of the eclipse, you're going to want to have your shots planned out. Now this is crucial. I'm not a very good planner, as evidenced in this video, but you're going to want to have what lens you're using and, you know, where you're going to be set up and what angle you're going to be looking at the sun from, you know, because we're already waiting on Mother Nature to have the clouds out of the way when the total eclipse happens. So the rest of it's really up to us. So in summary, happy World Photography Day. Be safe out there and go take photos of that solar eclipse on the 21st. Bring your sunglasses. If you want to know about the boring technical aspects that I don't really care about, I can link you to another video. Let me know in the comments what other tutorials you want to see. Love you all.